Congress came out in support of Aam Aadmi Party's fight against that Delhi Ordinance. Arvind Kejriwal is going to be in attendance. It's just 3 weeks after the first opposition meet that took place in Patna.
Where 15 to 16 parties were there. Here they are expecting around 24 parties to join. But Kabir, the question over here would be like, when we have a huge meeting like this, of course this is being held in Bengaluru, which is
a two-day thing. It's a two-day thing. Today and tomorrow. They're saying Sonia Gandhi is going to be in attendance. On the other hand, just to lay the semantics out there for everybody, you've got OP Rajbhar and you've got Pawan Kalyan, two big leaders in terms of sway of votes in local areas. They have joined the NDA camp. TDS and JDS are likely to follow suit. So what's going to happen there? We'll have to find out. Aam Aadmi parties, in terms of the vote, how it looks like in the Rajya Sabha when it comes to Aam Aadmi party's fight against that Delhi Ordinance. And on top of that, Congress positioning itself as the fulcrum of the opposition. It's happening in Bengaluru, where they decimated the BJP in the in the recent Karnataka Assembly elections. And you've got Kharge, you've got KC Venugopal, you've got Sonia Gandhi, who's
you have the top line, line leadership of the Congress actually trying to back this up completely. One small increase in the numbers that we could look at: 15 to 16 parties that attended the previous meet in Patna, and here we are looking at around 24 parties attending the meet. So there has been a swelling of the ranks. But then, how much of a unity are we looking at? The BJP has been saying that this is a kind of a farce that has happened, and then we see this meeting happening in the context of two great events that has happened in politics. If we look at one is NCP was split, and you have the meeting happening just after one of your key constituent members has had a
By the way, let me tell you that NCP leaders, the chieftain Sharad Pawar and the party head Supriya Sule, according to the national spokesperson, they've said that they're going to be in attendance tomorrow, because today essentially it's going to be an informal setup.
Today is mostly about I think it's kind of an
Siddaramaiah is going to be hosting that dinner.
Happening.
The chief minister is hosting that dinner, and of course again a Congress chief minister in a Congress state. So Congress is also putting out that message to all the other opposition parties that you need us to be the fulcrum of this opposition unity. And Sonia Gandhi factor. What's your take on the Sonia Gandhi factor?
The Sonia Gandhi factor seems to be. I think are there across it is there. Of course, the posters are there, but the Sonia Gandhi factor is interesting to see, because it is Sonia Gandhi who has been stitching alliances, speaking with opposition leaders, bringing them into confidence. So the question I would like to ask is she the glue that has been able to bring most of these disparate ideologies and people together to say that, boss, we have a common agenda to fight with, and we don't fight it together, we might not make it, because at the end of the day, even the secular vote, as we would call, is getting divided when it goes to the polling booth. So
even MB Patil took to Twitter yesterday, said that HD Kumaraswamy is now becoming the leader of opposition in Karnataka. It's high time that Vasavaraj Bommai comes to the Congress party and works on the ideologies of senior Bommai. And Vasavaraj Bommai, how he's been sidelined. He's also cited examples of Jagdish Shettar, that what happened to Jagdish Shettar, what the BJP did to Jagdish Shettar might just happen with Vasavaraj Bommai also. And now HTK is the leader of opposition in the Karnataka.
Well, that is a kind of a big dig, because the history that it has, BJP and JDS had in Karnataka. We know that they had a 2020 Sarkar, what they call it in local parlance, like a 2020 kind of a government in which Yediyurappa did not get a chance.
That's KC Venugopal addressing the press conference live. Let's quickly dip in.
From the Prime Minister, he's not even uttered a single word on Manipur issues. At least a peace call to the people of Manipur is not coming from the mouth of the Prime Minister. This is a really shocking. The people of the country are in a great distress, especially the common people of this country, due to unemployment and price rise. There is no concrete measures to address the concern of the common people of this country. Though we are here not only for attaining power, we are here for address this genuine concern of the biggest democratic country of the world. Of course, people are aware of this fact. They will teach a lesson when the time come, those who are totally failed in governance, those who are cheating them by giving false promises, that is up to the people, they will decide. We are very sure that. But here, we are all here. 26 opposition political parties are here to move forward unitedly, to give a solution for the common people's issues and to address the genuine concern of this dictatorial government actions. That's why we are all coming here. This is a second meeting. We will decide in this meeting what the course of action in future. Certainly Parliament session is also starting on 20th onwards. We will chalk out the Parliament strategy also. Certainly, we are very sure that this is going to be a game changer of Indian political scenario. And we are very happy to see that after the Patna meeting, those who are telling that we are very much comfortable alone to defeat entire opposition, now they also started meeting. That is a real success. We thought that that's a real success of this opposition unity. Once again, on behalf of Congress Party, because Congress Party is initiating this conclave, welcoming all of you in this beautiful city of this country. Thank you.
Thank you, Venugopalji. I'll request our local host, PCC President, Deputy Chief Minister of Karnataka, D. Keshav Kumarji, to address you.
Good morning to all of you. Venugopalji, Jairamji, Pawanji, and all my media friends from all over the country. A great beginning, a good start. I think the entire opposition party in this country, except few, have joined together for a good beginning. I always tell that joining together is the beginning, thinking together is the progress, working together is the success. I'm sure we have joined. Tomorrow there will be a very big deliberation how to shape the future of this country. This is not an individual political party meeting. It is shaping this country for the future of 140 crores people who have been suffering on various issues. Let me not deliberate much on this. On behalf of Karnataka Pradesh Congress Committee and my Chief Minister, we are just the host for the Indian National Congress. This is a meeting organized by the Indian National Congress. We are just the local host. We feel with this climate, with this understanding, with this unity, we will take it forward and the results will come out as Karnataka has given us a mandate. The entire country will give us a mandate on 24. We take it forward. The rest, entire deliberation on the subject-wise, and the results will be briefed by national leaders on this issue. Thank you for coming from all the way from this various part of the country. We are there to serve you better. Thank you.
Thank you, Shiv Kumar ji. कुछ आज खबर निकल रही है कि कुछ वरिष्ठ नेता आज नहीं आ रहे हैं पर कल आएंगे। मैं इसका पूरा खंडन करना चाहता हूं। ये बैठक 26 पार्टियों की बैठक की शुरुआत कल सुबह 11 बजे होने वाली है। आज रात को कर्नाटक के मुख्यमंत्री भोजन दे रहे हैं, पर बैठक औपचारिक तरीके से कल 11 बजे शुरू होगी और करीब 4 बजे को सारे 26 पार्टियों के नेता प्रेस को संबोधित करेंगे। दूसरी बात जो वेणुगोपाल जी ने कही है, मैं उसको दोहराना चाहता हूं। प्रधानमंत्री और बीजेपी भोखलाई हुई है कि पटना के बैठक के बाद अचानक प्रधानमंत्री को एनडीए का ख्याल आया। एनडीए में नई जान फूंकने की अभी प्रयास हो रही है। अब तक तो एनडीए का जिक्र नहीं हुआ करता था। अचानक कुछ 4-5 दिनों से हम पढ़ रहे हैं, सुन रहे हैं कि एनडीए की बैठक कल बुलाई गई है। तो ये अचानक एनडीए जो एक भूत बन गया था, उसमें एक नई जान फूंकने की कोशिश की जा रही है और ये पटना सम्मेलन का एक नतीजा है। जो पटना में शुरुआत की गई थी 23 जून को, 18 जुलाई को बेंगलुरु में इसको आगे ले जाएगा और आप देखते रहेंगे कि एक रचनात्मक कार्यक्रम देश के सामने इन 26 पार्टियों के द्वारा भी तय किया जाएगा। ये सब बातें कल इस पर विचार होंगे और सभी नेता, 26 पार्टियों के नेता आपको संबोधित करेंगे कि अगले जो कदम ये 26 पार्टी लेंगे पार्लियामेंट के अंदर और पार्लियामेंट के बाहर, इस पर कल चर्चा होगी। तो अगर आपको कुछ सवाल पूछने हैं वेणुगोपाल जी से और शिव कुमार जी से, आप पूछ सकते हैं। यस।
Is there a common minimum program that you're working towards, or are you trying to drum up a consensus for a new alliance? So it's all talk shop till now. So is there any agenda?
You have to understand, there are 26 political parties. This is not a one-party alliance. Therefore, we are trying to resolve a unity in various issues. Certainly, what are the issues to decide for the future will be discussed tomorrow in the meeting itself. Whatever issues are coming before us, we will discuss. Patna also we have discussed. Tomorrow also we will discuss. We will resolve all the issues within 1 or 2 meetings.
पटना में जो आपने मीटिंग की वो तो आपने उत्तर भारत में मीटिंग की, अब साउथ में आप एक मीटिंग करने जा रहे हैं। साउथ से क्या मैसेज देना चाहते हैं और खासतौर पे
we heard the AICC General Secretary, the Karnataka Deputy Chief Minister is sitting there. Jairam Ramesh, one of the tall leaders of the Congress Party, he's been at the at the forefront of the Bharat Jodo Yatra, the Congress's stand on Manipur, the several press conferences that have taken place. But he's, put it out there in the open that, look, boss, nothing's happening today. Essentially, it's just arrivals, ice-breaking sessions, 26 political parties, some numbers that he has provided. Later on, Siddaramaiah is going to, is going to give a grand reception. There's going to be a dinner. Tomorrow is when all these 26 parties will sit down.
So we have to wait for tomorrow, basically, and probably today is only that groundwork that's happening.
Right, but what's going to happen next, even as KC Venugopal takes these questions and answers, let's listen into what the AICC General Secretary has to say.
Alliances for the elections and where we have, the parties has to contest. These are all things we will discuss. I told you, it will not happen in one meeting. It will not happen in 2 meetings. It will take 1 or 2, 3 meetings. It will take time.
Yes, next.
No. Sonia ji was very much there in opposition meetings. Whenever we are meeting, we are doing parliament agitation also, she used to be participating in meeting. Therefore, Sonia ji's presence, certainly she had a vast experience. Sonia ji's presence will definitely give a strength to the opposition meeting, certainly.
हाँ जी सिद्धार्थ
हाँ. One by one. No, already we told it. We are, other than UPA partners also are in this meeting. Though we are going to take a decision whether a new name is needed or whether we have to go by UPA. These are all things are the matter of debates that we will discuss tomorrow.
यस सर एक मिनट
देश में जो पार्टी रीजनल पार्टी है जो एनडीए में भी है और यूपीए में है वैसा पार्टी को आह्वान कर रहे हैं
क्या
तो थोड़े देश में
एनडीए में अलग एनडीए अलग यूपीए
भी नहीं है न्यूट्रल है वैसा पार्टी सेकुलर पार्टी को आप आह्वान कर रहे हैं
Certainly, those who are believe in secularism, those who want to fight against this dictatorial government, if they are coming forward, we will think about it. Last election they proved it, whether they are in secular platform or otherwise.
भारतीय राजनीति में त्रिशंकों के लिए कोई जगह नहीं है। आज के वक्त में, आज के हालात में त्रिशंकु रहना असंभव है। पार्टियों को तय करना है क्या वो संविधान को सुरक्षित रखेंगे या वो उन पार्टी के साथ, उस पार्टी के साथ जाएंगे जो संविधान पर रोज हमला कर रहा है। ये त्रिशंकु का जमाना गया। हाँ जी,
लगातार आप लोग कहते रहे हैं कि प्रधानमंत्री मोदी या बीजेपी से लड़ने के लिए किसी चेहरे की जरूरत नहीं है, जनता लड़ाई लड़ेगी अपनी। लेकिन इस पूरी लड़ाई में राहुल गांधी की जो भारत जोड़ो यात्रा रही, राहुल गांधी के जो अभी किसानों के बीच को मिले, तो राहुल गांधी कितनी बड़ी भूमिका निभाएंगे? भले ही सवाल ये नहीं कि नेता कौन होगा विपक्ष का, लेकिन राहुल गांधी की भूमिका क्या होगी विपक्ष में?
Rahul Gandhi is the mass leader in Congress party, like opposition party also. Who is opposing? In last meeting also, everybody praised him for Bharat Jodo Yatra. That's all.
What is the stand of Congress party?
1 minute. Who is asking the question?
Stand of Congress party?
Please stand up. Yeah, please stand up.
Yeah, I'm from Kerala. My name is Srinjit from Reporter Delhi. What is the stand of Congress party in
This is the meeting of opposition political parties. This is not a press conference of discussing about any particular issue.
No, please, this is on the opposition conclave.
That we have already cleared our stand. I don't know. Abraham Ramesh himself clarified. You have to read that statement. That's all.
since you are in Bangalore, will you be reaching out to your former alliance partner, the JDS, and have you tried reaching out to them before as well?
What?
Since you are in Bangalore,
Oh.
reaching out to your former alliance.
That generally those who are ready to, those who are those who are courage to fight against this dictatorial rule, they used to come with us. There is no need of invitation at all.
तो साथियों, आप any more questions? हाँ जी, पूछिए।
26 parties are coming together to fight BJP. Who is your leader? BJP is asking. Who is your
You didn't see. We have enough leaders. Those who prove their material in different capacities. Don't worry about the leadership. You worried about the country's situation now. You are one of the journalists coming from the journalist fraternity. What is happening in this country? Issues are more important, brother. Every day, democracy is in danger. Why you are not talking about Manipur? Why you are not asking to the Prime Minister about the question of his silence? The country never witnessed this type of things. The issue is important. The country's common agenda is to defeat these people.
ये लीडरशिप की बार बार जो सवाल उठती है, मैं कहना चाहता हूं, कहां गई वो लीडरशिप जो 75 दिनों से मणिपुर पर चुप्पी है? एक शब्द नहीं। ये कैसा लीडरशिप जो 19 जून 2020 को चीन को क्लीन चिट देता है? ये क्या लीडरशिप है? तो ये बार बार ये सवाल जो उठते हैं ये डाइवर्ट करने के लिए है, ध्यान और कहीं ले जाना चाहते हैं। असली मुद्दा ये है संविधान को सुरक्षित रखना, लोकतंत्र को सुरक्षित रखना। जो विस्तार से वेणुगोपाल जी ने अपने ओपनिंग रिमार्क्स में कहा है कि क्यों ये विपक्ष पार्टियां 26 पार्टियां एक होकर यहां आई हैं, एक संकल्प लेने के लिए कि हम संविधान को सुरक्षित रखेंगे, लोकतंत्र को सुरक्षित रखेंगे, प्राइस राइज के खिलाफ, बेरोजगारी के खिलाफ, जो दलित और आदिवासी और ओबीसी और महिलाओं पर अत्याचार हो रहे हैं।
Jairam Ramesh over there, Varghese, talking about Sankalp, a common, program that is anti-BJP in nature. Ideological differences between these 26 parties can be sorted out, can be solved. I mean, if the Congress party and the Aam Aadmi party can seem to thaw their differences, it seems like anybody else can also. Right now, again, questions on leadership that are being asked, various other questions. K.C. Venugopal saying, look, don't talk about anything else, talk only about the opposition unity. We're here talking about the opposition unity. If you have any questions about that, do ask that. Really passionately answering that journalist also that, it's not the time about talking about leadership, it's the time to talk about the real issue at hand, about what the country is facing right now.
You tell me, you have a varied group of opposition, and this experiment has been done before also. Why I say this experiment has been done with varied ideologies and varied interest groups together. In UPA 1, you had the outside support of the left parties. They had the best running at that time. They had 50 plus seats at that time, and they supported the government from outside. And then you know how much of a problem it was, because they were kind of in an alliance in the center, and they were opposition, and they were in the ruling and in the opposition in Kerala. So it's a very kind of an interest group that had come together. Over here again, what is the role of the TMC? The TMC recently in the Panchayat poll, which was quite violent, the Congress units of that state as well as the left units of the state had in fact raised the issue about the violence during Panchayat polls and overbearingness of TMC party workers. So again, how will they address those small irritants that are there within this? So right now it looks like it is.
Do you think it's possible? I mean, we're looking at these, these big banners. It says "United We Stand." Opposition parties meet. Everywhere it's written unity.
It is not. It is also, let us try to get it. It's a leadership-driven unity. It's not a grassroots party worker-driven unity of various parties together. It is leadership-driven unity, and such things happen at a leadership-driven affair as such. It happens only at that level. So it's a leadership-driven unity, and in the leadership-driven unity also, what we are seeing essentially right here is that they have come together as a forum right now. Tomorrow, for me, the most interesting part of this would be, Kabir, if they are able to bring a formal structure to this. Would you call it an alliance? Will there be a convener, a chairperson, other associated leaders and office bearers?
What is going to be this anti-BJP common program that is going to be
so what is your common minimum program?
All?
And common minimum program is something that, they have successfully utilized it. And the Congress now getting the AAP also into its fold, trying to say that it will back on that Delhi Ordinance after a lot of deliberation that has been going on. And it's been a give and, take kind of a situation between AAP and the Congress on that. And it looks like suddenly after the Congress have given that go ahead saying that they will support the AAP on this, because technically the Congress is in opposition against the AAP in Punjab, even in Delhi to an extent. So, this kind of going beyond the existing politics to a certain level of practical politics, when it comes to 2024, it looks quite interesting to see how this is going to
Absolutely. Uttar Pradesh was an embarrassment for the Congress party. Apart from Chhattisgarh, essentially there was no retention. Karnataka was away from them. Madhya Pradesh was away from them. Maharashtra, we saw what happened. It became the junior brother in Maharashtra and Bihar. So basically the Congress's credibility became, questionable. But recently...
but Congress is the only other national party that we have. If you look at who has got a presence as such.
Right. We're also joined by colleagues Pankaj Mishra and Bhaskar Hegde. Bhaskar joining us from Bengaluru. Bhaskar, help us understand what's the importance of this meet taking place in Bengaluru. We know that the Congress party decimated the BJP there with a thumping mandate. It's almost like rubbing salts on those wounds of the Bharatiya Janata Party. H.D. Kumaraswamy, we were just talking about that, how he is the leader of opposition. Who's coming, who's not coming, what does it look like, what are you expecting, and why Bengaluru? Throw some light for the viewers, Bhaskar.
Kabir, what I heard was basically initially it was Himachal which was supposed to host the meeting, but I think Himachal Chief Minister declined the request, and as a result, it came to Siddaramaya's hands, and Siddaramaya and D.K. Shivakumar agreed to host the meeting. That's first thing. The second thing, I think there is nothing else that we can say at this point in time that why Bengaluru and whether Bengaluru will be different from Lucknow. Yes, of course, number of parties participating in Bengaluru will be more than Lucknow. But in the intervening period, there is a major political development happened, as you discussed earlier with Varghese, that Maharashtra. So, and now I think there is two more issues. If Delhi issue is not sorted out, what will Delhi local Congress leaders like Ajay Makan, because he is very, very angry that with Arvind Kejriwal and others, and he was cut up with the party leadership. That party should.
All right, Bhaskar. Some pertinent points that Bhaskar is making over there. Would you like to echo on, along those thoughts?
So, if it's true that the Himachal CM has not been able to do it, and that means Karnataka has become the state where the Congress has got reliable leaders and they are being able to execute it.
And thankfully not Himachal, because they would have cut themselves a real sorry figure because of the recent floods. And
exactly, it would have been.
The BJP would have been like, look, you can't even manage your own state. Why are you calling other opposition?
That would have been a case of to point out. But then the fact remains is that Karnataka is becoming the fulcrum for the Congress to rebuild itself, and probably this meet is also on this. And most of the opposition leaders is much easier to reach Bengaluru because you're looking at kind of a southern focused opposition group that we are looking at. But then of course, as we were speaking about, and Bhaskar Agde also saying that the numbers have increased, but what are you going to become? There is only one common factor in this, and the common factor over here, Kabir, is with regard to the BJP, and what the BJP has been trying to do when it comes to being kind of overbearing on most of them, and they feel that part of it. Of course, we have seen how
Jairam Ramesh made it quite clear that this is not about anything else. Look at the issues that are going around in the country. Number one, number two, that ordinance between Aam Aadmi Party and the Congress.
That being the case as such, when we are talking about the Congress and the Aam Aadmi Party coming on an ordinance, which could likely be the case where it could be passed even with other kind of states as well. So they want to put a stop to it, and you have others also concerned about state bureaucracy being taken away. Now we have, of course, the DMK has been raising a whole lot of issues about federalism. They've been raising a whole lot of issues about how they think or they perceive that the state powers are being eroded to a large extent. The autonomy of the states is being eroded.
I'm still trying to understand that these United We Stand posters that we're seeing all across Bengaluru, you've got Kharge's picture, you've got Sonia Gandhi's picture. Will they be able to achieve this unity? I mean, considering today, a lot of senior leaders should have been there, but they're not there today. And Jairam Ramesh had to, I don't know, I'm looking at it as a backfoot situation where he says, कि मैं इन सब चीज़ों का खंडन करना चाहता हूँ. I would like to criticize, those kind of reports. The actual meeting is supposed to take place tomorrow. Today is just dinner. And that's why Sharad Pawar
today is more of an informal, today is considered to be more of an informal outreach that we are looking at, and also probably let's see tomorrow. Tomorrow tells it all, whether there is going to be a structure to that entire opposition meet of 24 parties coming together.
26
and
parties. Will these 26 parties, Varghese, be able to look each other eye to eye when you're looking at the seat sharing formula, because that is going to be very crucial.
Of course, regional players will have to make the kind of consensus that they'll have to reach, especially if the Congress is going to be the partner in those areas. But I think regional leaders would be making those consensus, and they would also be able to concede some of those seats to ensure that the Congress has a strong presence in the centre. A probable factor of increasing the chances of the Congress winnability, and also to raise the numbers of the party. See, at the end of the day, it's 545 seats, and you need to get that to that position. And some of these opposition leaders come from very big states. I'm talking about, like Tamil Nadu. If you look at the Tamil region, including that of Puducherry, it's almost 40 parliamentary seats that we are looking at. Karnataka alone has got 28 seats, Kerala 20 seats, Andhra Pradesh and this thing combined, Telangana, you would look at around 42 seats. So they are huge. West Bengal 48 seats. I mean, Bihar another huge 40 plus seats. So they are all huge parliamentary seat constituencies, and probably they are looking at somewhere they can move out of UP and to consolidate their
Which was
strength
really
and not
embarrassing
to,
for the
yes,
Congress last time around.
yeah, that they had an alliance with the SP also. It did not work out the way it was supposed
In
to work
UP,
out.
we're learning that OP Rajbhar, who had sidelined himself from, the ruling NDA, he's now shifted camps. He's gone back in the NDA camp, and OP Rajbhar means like a good sway on your caste politics. The same goes for Pawan Kalyan as well.
Pawan Kalyan is a
And let's not forget,
experimental
you've got the
bet
three
right now.
prominent
Right
Telugu
now, no.
parties.
Why I would say is that Pawan Kalyan is prominent, as you say, but he's an experimental bet right now because Janasena has to prove its mettle in politics as a party and Pawan Kalyan as a leader. Right now, what you have when
Look
it
at
comes
the
to
following
Pawan
the
Kalyan,
man has. He can make the
following, yes,
damage.
but can those fan base actually turn out?
सारे अपोजिशन को अकेले ही भारी है, तो मेरे से मैं एक ही काफी हूँ बोले तो फिर क्यों 30 लोग पार्टियों को जमा रहे? और वो 30 पार्टी के नाम तो बताओ आप। वो 30 पार्टी के लोग इलेक्शन कमेटी में या इलेक्शन ऑफिस में रजिस्टर करे सो है क्या यूं ही बुला रहे सबको? तो ये तो मालूम होने दो। और हमारे पास जो भी लोग हैं वो लोग हमेशा हमारे साथ हैं। हम हमेशा पार्लियामेंट के वक्त भी मिलके काम करते हैं, बाहर भी मिलके काम करते हैं, और अब बेंगलुरु में भी सभी पार्टियां वहां पर आई है। हम जो कर रहे हैं वो देख के वो घबरा गए हैं, और घबरा कर वो जो पार्टियां में एक टुकड़ा हुआ था, 2 टुकड़े हुए थे, 3 टुकड़े सबको जमा रहे, और उनको जमा के वो अपनी संख्या उसमें भारी संख्या दिखाने की कोशिश कर रहे। तो वो कोई काफी महत्व का नहीं।
तो पवार साहब अब आ रहे हैं ऑफिशियली अपोजिशन की मीटिंग में, पहले भी थे वो?
नहीं, वो पहले भी आ रहे थे, सभी प्रोग्राम हुआ था, लेकिन असेंबली आज शुरू हो रहे हैं महाराष्ट्र में, तो वो चाहते हैं कि आज का दिन वो वहां रहे, और कल आने के लिए वो कहे हैं। और मुझसे भी बात हो गई उनसे, मैं उनको फोन किया था कि आप आना जरूरी है, बाकी का तो आप बाद में भी काम कर ले सकते हैं। तो उन्होंने कहा कि 18th मॉर्निंग को मैं आता हूँ, जरूर आता हूँ, और यहाँ का जो है आज मैं निपटा लेकर उधर आऊँगा, ये कहा है। तो इसलिए कोई दिक्कत नहीं, सभी लोग आ रहे हैं। ममता जी आ रहे हैं, और मैं पेपर में पढ़ा केजरीवाल भी आ रहे हैं, और तेजस्वी आ रहे हैं, और बिहार के चीफ मिनिस्टर नीतीश जी आ रहे हैं। अभी मुझे तो इतला मिला और बात किए, बालू जी और स्टालिन साहब तो फ्लाइट चढ़ गए हैं। तो सभी नेता लोग, मैं माफ करना किसी का छूट गया तो ये फिर ये मुश्किल हो जाएगी, लेकिन सभी जो लोग प्रॉमिस किए हैं, या हम जो लोग पटना में मिले थे, और भी लोग हमसे जुड़ रहे हैं, और जुड़ के हम ये काम करेंगे।
सर, आप लोगों ने कहा कि फेडरल स्ट्रक्चर, डेमोक्रेसी और कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन को बचाने के लिए आप लोग अध्यादेश के विरोध में हैं, लेकिन केंद्रीय मंत्री तोमर साहब ने कहा कि कांग्रेस देश को बर्बाद करना चाहती है, बीजेपी बचाना चाहती है।
और सर, बीजेपी का एक और एलिगेशन है कि आपका जब स्टेट यूनिट है पंजाब और दिल्ली, अगर इस पे विरोध कर रहा है तो फिर व्हाई डिड यू सपोर्ट दिस?
देखो, किसी एक व्यक्ति का प्रश्न नहीं है, और कोई व्यक्ति महत्व नहीं होता देश के सामने। देश के डेमोक्रेसी को और देश के संविधान को अगर ठोस पहुंचती है, तो हमारा कर्तव्य होता है कि हम एकजुट होकर, जो लोग इस संविधान को बचाने वाले हैं और डेमोक्रेसी को बचाने के लिए एक होते हैं, तो हम इसमें मिलकर काम करेंगे। कोई व्यक्ति देश के सामने बड़ा नहीं हो सकता, वो हमारी ये है। और उनके सामने सिर्फ क्या है, तोड़फोड़ करने का ही है, और वो तोड़फोड़ करते ही रहे हैं। और जब उनको मौका मिलता है, जो चुन के आते हैं उनको तोड़ते हैं, और ये भी कहते हैं कि हमारी बड़ी पार्टी हो गई, ये हो। भाई, आपका अगर ठीक है पार्टी, फिर तोड़ते क्यों हो? चुने हुए लोगों को आप ले जाते हो, और उस यहाँ जब तक वो कांग्रेस में रहते, जब तक वो डीएमके में रहते, जब तक वो दूसरे हमारे पार्टियों में रहते, जब तक वो एनसीपी में रहते, और या जेडीयू में रहते हैं, आरजेडी में रहते हैं, और या टीएमसी में, वो उस वक्त वो करप्ट रहते हैं, और आप जब बुला लेते हैं तो आपके वॉशिंग मशीन में आकर वो क्लीन हो जाते हैं, और आप वो जो काला कपड़ा डाल के व्हाइट निकालने में मशहूर है, और दूसरों को भी यही बोलते हो। तो ये ठीक नहीं है, ये उनकी आदत है पहले से भी डराने का, धमकाने का, हरासमेंट करने का, प्रेशर डालने का, वो कर रहे हैं, तो उसको हम डरने वाले नहीं। और एक चीज जो तमिलनाडु में आज हमारे एजुकेशन मिनिस्टर, डीएमके के एजुकेशन मिनिस्टर पर जो आज ईडी की रेड हो गई है, ये भी एक प्रेशर करने का एक टैक्टिस है, प्रेशराइज करके हमारे अपोजिशन पार्टी के लोगों को तोड़ने का, और खासकर जो डीएमके कांग्रेस की मैत्री है वहां पर, वो डरा के अलग अलग करने के लिए वो लोग कोशिश कर रहे हैं। लेकिन डीएमके भी डरने वाली नहीं है, कांग्रेस भी डरने वाली नहीं है, या हमारे साथ जो भी अलायंस पार्टनर्स है उनके ऊपर अगर कुछ भी अगर जोर जबरदस्ती हो गई तो उसके खिलाफ हम लड़ते रहेंगे।
Thank you very much. Well, so Mallikarjun Kharge there, the president of the AICC, some pertinent points that the man has made over there. He said, called out the the NDA alliance, said that the BJP is well too mahir in putting in the black cloth and taking out the white cloth, that another washing machine. We did that dynastic politics versus the washing machine debate as well. But again, coming back to how this opposition unity is going to solidify itself, how will they finally come see each other eye to eye? I think that's going to be the bigger question. And of course, Sonia Gandhi's influence, what is that going to look like? We were talking about the seat sharing. In terms of who's not attending this opposition meet, you've got three prominent Telugu parties. You've got the TDP, you've got Jagan Mohan Reddy's party that's not coming here, and BRS. I mean,
technically the entire Andhra Telugu, the Telugu speaking states, they are not attending.
They're not attending.
They are not attending it.
But K. Chandrasekhar Rao has been, right in that tussle with the centre, be it the governor or the central government. How do you look at him not taking part in this?
KCR has his own political ambition. That's why you have from TRS it became the BRS. And then he has a regional identity to keep up and a regional interest to keep up as well. So it is not going to be an easy task when it comes to trying to merge with or try to have alliance with another national party that has the same kind of interest that you have. So he's been practical on the regional front. But then the other issue that you were actually pointing out, that's a similar kind of tussles that they are looking at, probable what they would call as central overreach on the state's powers. These things are also in place, but he is tackling it totally differently. He believes in trying to have a non-Congress as well as a non-BJP kind of an alternative. So he's keeping his options open, as he's being just practical about what 2024 could be, and he's also at the same time being practical to ensure that his home turf is not affected. So these are the two things that he's looking at, because recently the Congress, especially with Arvind Reddy, has been building its base quite well in Telangana. They have held huge rallies, and the most popular person that has been brought to Telangana, and we have seen how she has also kept her place within Telangana politics, is of course Priyanka Gandhi. There are speeches that have gone viral about it being spoken as like you give me the respect as Indrama. So the direct tussle is there between Congress and the BRS in Telangana as well. So the BJP meanwhile has also been building quite well, and they have used the Greater Hyderabad Municipal Corporation elections to their advantage, and they have made a huge dent in the BRS as well as the AIMIM's influence in the GHMC. They have been able to make their inroads through the GHMC elections. So in Telangana, this is the kind of situation saying. But surprising factor is that TDP and YSRCP is kind of said to be this neutral party, which is not very hostile to the centre or the BJP.
Jagan Mohan Reddy recently called on the Prime Minister.
Called on the Prime Minister, and therefore it's seen as a friendly government. But on the ground, you have YSRCP as well as the BJP
at
loggerheads on several places.
Remember the Ambedkar Nagar name changing and all that?
The name changing issue is there, the conversion issue is there.
Either way. So, we also have Pankaj with us. Pankaj, how about you tell us if there was any name in that list of absentees, any party's name in the list of absentees that surprised you particularly?
Well, Kabir, first things first, obviously the names which are there are making headlines, primarily the names which are not there, sooner or later, I think there would be some sort of agreement or the lines would become clear. I mean, talking about BRS, rightly so, BRS wants to go solo, looks like changing its name from TRS to BRS, bigger ambitions, national ambitions, and that is something that K. Chandrasekhar Rao is known for also, because the kind of attacks he would launch on the ruling dispensation BJP, it looks like he has done his homework. But that's that. The issue here as of now is a power pack Monday, definitely, and power pack Tuesday also. And we heard Congress and three prominent leaders spoke: KC Venugopal, Jairam Ramesh, and Mallikarjun Kharge. Now, if you could take away, three key aspects, they are not taking prisoners. They are not even, sparing BJP any chance. They named, washing machine, the way BJP would allegedly accept those with criminal background, and all becomes clear. They also spoke about horse trading, how MLAs are being poached, and thirdly, Jairam Ramesh was very clear, saying कि ये त्रिशंकु options के लिए अब कोई समय नहीं है. There is no way that it could be a triangular contest within the alliance, within the opposition unity that is there. So he is clearly marking that it's my way or the highway. Now, this approach is gaining more weight, gaining more heft with the number of increasing participants from 24 in Patna to 26 in Bangalore. This is gaining momentum. This is gaining at least the numbers. Aam Aadmi Party is happy because Congress gave support to Aam Aadmi Party against the ordinance. That brings them together. Sooner or later, as you asked, there could be more names coming up. OP Rajbhar and some movements happening, going into the NDA fold. That's one aspect. But this whole thing, this whole scenario has made BJP also to rethink. Now, there is an NDA meeting being convened, and they are also getting...
Mallikarjun Kharge said that, the NDA is now a little shifty here. Take a look at how the opposition parties are coming together. It's bound to make the NDA a little shifty. My only concern here seems to be like, KC Venugopal was addressing the media just a couple of minutes ago, and he said that, we've called this meeting, Congress party has initiated this conclave. Do you think at any given point in time, if the seat sharing, if the common name, the common anti-BJP program, any of these points, all these opposition parties can't come to a common page, it is going to start miffing the other parties because of the fact how Congress is trying to play the elder brother right at the get-go?
Right. Look, Kabir, there have been examples in the past also, and yes, it cannot be completely written off that these squabbles won't be there. There are so many players, and that's why BJP is always saying कि इसमें कोई दूल्हा ही नहीं है. They haven't announced any prime ministerial phase, which they won't. Let me tell you, they won't maybe until
बाराती सब बनना चाहते हैं, बाराती लेकिन सब बनना चाहते हैं.
बाराती सब बनना चाहते हैं, ठीक है, उसका स्वागत भी कर रही है कांग्रेस अभी, but as far as the दूल्हा is concerned, they haven't chosen, and it is a very wise decision also, because here the primary reason is primary step is to come together first, let some differences aside, and then come together to the pale, and then cross the bridge when you reach there. So that is the prime ministerial candidate. But the big question remains: will they squabble? Will they fight? Even if by any yardstick they win, they manage to win the elections. The thing is, Kabir, that we have terminologies like NDA, National Democratic Alliance, we have UPA, United Progressive Alliance, and then we have an example also which has been set since 1999 onwards about the NDA, how Atal Bihari Vajpayee is credited to be one of the leaders who cobbled such a support from the left and everyone, and then tried to run the party. That particular example changed the course of Indian politics also. There was a time when people would say कि ये coalition politics का ही ज़माना है. That aspect is tried and tested. So there could be some measures here and there where you could find this opposition unity withstanding the whole 9 yards till the election comes.
Well, so what's going to happen is anybody's guess right now. Of course, that crucial meeting, Varghese, takes place tomorrow. Today is essentially all arrivals for the Baratis. The Baratis have arrived today. There's going to be a proper reception at night hosted by the Chief Minister of Karnataka, Siddaramaiah. And then tomorrow, conclave is going to begin. 4 p.m. is when all the leaders of the 26 parties are going to be there in attendance addressing the media. The common name, the common anti-BJP program, what steps are going to be taken outside and inside the parliament is going to be of crucial significance. So one important aspect that I needed, before we wrap this up, needed your input on. Mallikarjun Kharge spoke about K. Ponmudi. He said a DMK minister now facing raids by the Enforcement Directorate. This after Senthil Balaji's episode and how the DMK positioned itself, and that's why the whole whitewash and the washing machine jibe was thrown. How are you looking at this particular development? Is this going to put pressure on the DMK, or is this going to solidify DMK's stand against the centre?
The DMK has already been feeling the pressure, and they have solidified it, and that's why you see them backing the Congress quite solidly when it comes to the local elections as well as what they intend to do in 2024. And Stalin has already given that clarion call that he wants an out and out of all the parliamentary seats in the Tamil region, including Puducherry. So it's going to be a big game that we're going to see in Tamil Nadu.
All right. All eyes on that dinner today, because some crucial reactions will come from there, I'm 100% sure. And then, of course, tomorrow, when the actual meeting takes place. In terms of the Aam Aadmi Party and the Congress, I have the copy of the Hindustan Times with me. They've put out an infographic which says how the RS vote may play out against the ordinance and for the ordinance, because Arvind Kejriwal has got his own way. Congress supporters are saying he's naive to be doing that. Aam Aadmi Party supporters are saying, wow, Arvind Kejriwal ji, what a great stance you've taken. Now Congress has paid heed. So he's going to be there. Even as Rajbhar returns to the NDA fold, so does Pawan Kalyan. Will TDP and JD follow suit? That's also another question to look at. All in all, will this unity that they're talking about, will it actually fall through? Will it give them the right kind of dividends that they're looking for? And what about Sonia Gandhi's effect? All of those questions we're going to be looking at. Many thanks, Varghese, for joining us here, helping us out with your insightful inputs. Mega opposition meet. What's going to happen? Anybody's guess?
Let's check. It might become a formal alliance.
इंजीनियरिंग कर रहे हैं, क्योंकि सभी लोग कर रहे हैं.
Coaching is now starting from grade 3, 4, 5, 6.
कोटा जाने वाली बीच राह में आधे टेस्ट देके हैं सिलेक्शन की चाह में. ऑल इंडिया का बच्चा कोटा जाता है.
This rat race is for rats, not for humans. So why should we even be a part of it?
The Rat Race. This and more streaming on world's first news OTT, News 9 Plus. Download now. BrahMos. Stealthy, lethal, precise. It flies at 3 times the speed of sound and cuts through a warship like a hot knife through butter. China's navy has threatened its neighbors, and they are turning to the BrahMos for protection. The warship killer. This and more streaming on world's first news OTT, News 9 Plus. Download now.
Going to be history now, but the SMEs, like the rest of the world, really discovered the power of technology to accelerate business, and that's here to stay.
The opportunity ahead for them is actually very strong. They will drive India's growth.
COVID-19, it's luckily behind us. I mean, we just recorded one of the probably lowest numbers of infections. But having said that, it's been a mixed bag. Of course, the world was in despair. India was at despair. Businesses, really lost money.
Quite frankly, revenues were badly hit and they have still not fully recovered. But we put measures in place. We have not laid off one single employee from the company anywhere in the world. In fact, we had to pay employees to sit at home for a while, which we did. The topmost management, including me, we actually took a hit personally, which was the right thing to do.
So some say desperate times call for desperate measures, and that's exactly what happened. Enterprises at large and SMEs also in India, they were really forced to adopt technology. They were forced to come out with winning solutions, come out of their shell really. And boy, did they.
COVID kind of forced us. Look at how we used to make payment.
Our restaurants were shut, but where did we find an opportunity is through, home delivery. That also helped us give our employees who were sitting at home employment.
Pre-COVID, we were just a discovery platform where buyer and seller would come, find each other, find their telephone number or email ID or some kind of a communication, and then take it off the platform. Amount of those buyers and suppliers increased considerably during the COVID, and we focused a lot on category-based relevancy, behavior-based relevancy, to be able to make the right kind of with the buyer with the right kind of suppliers. That increased to a minimum threshold where the network effect started to happen better, which improved our relevancy and return on investment either by buyer on the effort side or on the seller on the actual money side.
So we've got to understand the context. The whole world was reeling under economic pressure. India was no exception as well. There was no choice for the government. They had to come up with policy measures, with structural reform.